Okay, hysterectomy part 2. Sorry about that. I got a phone call. So I'm finally on the path where I'm getting better. I decide, well, my son has a birthday party he has been invited to, and it's a friend of his. So Sunday I take him out and I take him to the birthday party, and I take my daughter as well because my husband's working. By the time I get home, all I did was sit in a chair and talk to some other moms and dads. I got home and I just couldn't move. I was exhausted. I felt like I had just run a marathon. It was crazy. So yeah, it wears you out. Just doing a tiny little thing can just overwhelm you. I've started losing hair like I'm postpartum. I forgot to ask about that at my doctor's office today. Wednesday, I went and got an MRI, and the nurse there did not listen to me when I kept saying I just had surgery, and did not ask me what kind of surgery I've had, did not ask me any questions about it. I was struggling. I was about to pass out. I'm going, I just had surgery. I need to sit down. And she's going, well, it's just going to be another minute. I just had surgery. I don't think you understand. I need to sit down. And then the other gal said, well, what kind of surgery did you have? And I said, I had a hysterectomy. The other gal goes, oh my gosh. And yeah, all of a sudden she was like, oh. And then, because I was there for 2 hours, they made me wait a long time and really needed to eat and take some of my medicine. And then when I left, she goes, well, don't you want to put your bra back on? And I said, no, I really don't care. I just want to eat and go back to bed. So yeah, now, so anything right now is actually completely wearing me out. Yesterday was pretty overwhelming. My son is special needs. He does have ADHD. We're not entirely sure that this is the only thing. We know he's got anxiety. We at this point have not had any success with getting anywhere with it. It is to the point where we think there needs to be some medication, but we're going through the steps that our doctor requires in order to get that completed. So yesterday I went to school and I went through the process of getting him set up on an individual education plan, an IEP. It was extremely overwhelming. Being the mom, being an EDS mom is a lot to handle. Being a special needs mom is a hell of a lot to handle. Being both is, yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it there. He has a room that he goes into when he's overwhelmed, and it's called his reset room. It's simply a classroom, but it's a bare classroom. And I've now gotten to see it, which getting to see it was very taxing on my body, just because this is the room that my son goes to when he's losing his shit. And my husband had to go back to work by then, and so I had to go through this experience by myself. And I was almost in tears just walking into it, knowing that this is my kid's room. That's only his. That when he can't handle life anymore, this is where he goes and just loses his shit. So I asked the school, can I do some stuff to make this easier on him? Can I bring him some pictures of our wonderful dog Murphy? Can I bring some pictures of mommy and daddy, of our sister, of family, of, stuffed animals, pillows, things like that? Schools? Yep, please. Bring anything you want. So school went so well, I didn't have to fight them for anything. It was very well. And then my daughter has been begging and begging and begging me to see Frozen. So we went to see Frozen 2 yesterday. Yeah, I'm exhausted. So exhausted. And then last night, 2 of my interior stitches, you know, the ones with the little plastic fishing wire type stuff. Yeah, they came out. Good news is that that's normal. It happens to me every time, anytime there's an interior stitch. If it's too close to the surface, it just pushes its way out. And that's pretty common for me. I thought I'd share a few pictures today. I didn't want today to be a lot of a complaining session. I wanted it to be more of this is my experience. And I wanted to show, this is the blanket that one of my friends gave me when I broke my leg. And it's got a bunch of inspirational phrases on it. And those slippers are part of what were given to me by my friend in the hospital. This is the day we got home. That is my husband and our dog Murphy. He fell asleep on our tiny little ottoman. And where'd it go? I love this shirt. This is the shirt that I wore when I went back to my second or third doctor's appointment after the hysterectomy, to remind myself how strong I am. Because sometimes I forget. Sometimes you get so overwhelmed with 2 rashes, infections, sutures coming apart. It's just so much when you can just barely walk and all of this stuff is happening. It's too much. It's so much going on that you forget that you're going to get past this and you're going to move on and things are going to be just fine. And so sometimes I just need to remind myself that I can do this. And that's part of the reason I wore this shirt today, because it says no bad days. And, you know, that's part of the reason I'm doing this, is because I want to remind you all that we can all do this. It sucks some days, and some days are better than others, and some days you just start bawling because you're overwhelmed by it all. And it's okay. We'll get past it. We can live through EDS. We're not the first. We're not the last. Maybe there'll be a cure. But we'll get through it. So this is my part 2 on hysterectomies. I've got lots of tips over things that I've been through now. Lots and lots of ice on your abdomen a lot. It helps. Somebody told me tons of gas eggs. Really haven't used that much of it. It helped a little, but I've been less gassy post-hysterectomy than I am normally. So yeah, I'm going to do colds next because, yeah, you can tell I'm congested. So have a good night.